Welcome, this is Swifty with SwiftyTimeDesign. I'm going to show you how to do the exploding text that some of y'all have asked me about. First, you're going to need Sony Vegas Pro 10. We also need Boris Continuum Complete. Boris Continuum Complete can be found at Boris FX for a 14-day trial. If you like it, buy it. If you don't, don't. If I get 2,000 hits, I will actually supply a way to get Boris Continuum Complete. Alright, so down to the tutorial. Real quick and easy. To cut down on time, I've already made a generated media. It looks like this. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take layer diffusion, we're going to drop it on top, or excuse me, the VCC layer deformer, we're going to drop it on top. Once you've done that, you're going to make sure, that your front material is marked. And then you have it like this. And then you're going to come up to the top, and we don't want it the shape as a plane, we want it as a sphere. This is now a 3D object. We're going to come down to scale here, so we can fix this, and 20 by 20 works good. So you have plenty. It actually looks like a sphere. The problem is you can't tell the difference from the front from the back. You have to excuse me, I'm going pretty fast due to the fact that I keep on running out of time. So you're going to come up to use multiple materials. Then you're going to come down here to side material. You're going to open side material up. You're going to do the same thing you did for front material for side material. So you're going to make sure it's your layer source. You're going to make sure it's straight alpha. And you're going to make the scale 20 by 20. By 20. So it actually looks right. Once you've done that, so you can tell the difference, you can take the texture strength and you're going to pull it down all the way. It's going to make the backing of the texture look a little gray, which should be right. Go to diffuse, and now I'm going to change it to a bluish color. I'm actually going to make it like a light bluish metal color that I like, and that looks about it. Once you've done that, it looks pretty good. Some material you can take out right now. Come up here to your front material and go ahead and pull out. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to transform the layer. We want it to move. In order to do that, we're going to go to transformation, and you're going to open it up. Okay, we're going to move these around to where we want it. Now hold your control key and you can do much smaller moves. So I want it to start out about like that. Orientation. Swirl in here. That there. So that's what I want it to start out looking like. So now we're going to keyframe all three of those. Keyframe, keyframe, keyframe. We're going to make sure we go to the first keyframe because that's where they're all at. Okay, then we're going to go about 3 seconds into the video. And 3 seconds in the video, we're just going to make these all 0 again, which is what they need to be in order for it to look like this. So now those are all keyframe. So if you play it right now, it's going to start and you'll see it. It's going to rotate up, and voila. Great. That's exactly what I want it to look like. So the next thing we're going to do is, now that we have it looking like we wanted it to do, we're going to come down here to the shatter deformer. We're going to turn it on. We're going to come down and open the shatter. And then the first thing I want to do is I want to take and say, okay, you know what? I need no gravity because I don't want it going all over the place. I want it pretty much staying together. And then we're going to come down to time mode. Once we go into time mode, we don't want it automatic. We want it manual. You go to manual. Okay, and then you're going to go to the very first keyframe. You have it at manual. You're going to open up your keyframe. Well, you're not going to keyframe yet. You're going to open it and decide where you want everything blowed out from. I've noticed 7 to 11 is pretty decent. That looks pretty good there. And we're going to go just before that, want almost together. We're going to turn it back to 0, so they're almost together. So once again, that was at the very first frame. We're at somewhere around here. Turn your keyframes on. Go to about here. Turn it to 0. So now it should look something like this. Should come together, be rotating. Boom. Once you get to the boom part, when I said boom, that's where your frame actually stops moving. Before that, it's actually up here. So your next thing is your wrap. So you want to come up to your shape control. You want to go into your shape controls. And here on this keyframe, now we're going to go away from the keyframe for a second. And that's boom. At that wrap percentage, now I want to keyframe the wrap percentage. At that wrap percentage, I want it 100%. I'm coming at 5 seconds. At 5 seconds, I want it at 0%. And see, that didn't quite look right. So we're going to come back to the previous frame. Right here. And at this one, we're going to make it 100%. So it actually looks right. So when we play it now, it should come together. Going to rotate up. And it's going to fold out. And that looks pretty close. But now what we got to do is we got to go to this keyframe here. And we've got to change our front material, because that's how we zoomed out. And so now we got to change our front material, our scale. So we're going to go to these keyframes here. This looks pretty good. We're going to go to here. We're going to say, okay, I want another keyframe for X and another keyframe for Y. And I want them at 20%. I want to add a keyframe, and then at the somewhere around in here, okay, I'll say, I'll take it back to 100. So if I got that looking right, which I do believe I do, it's going to come together, unfold, and zoom into you. And voila! I hope you like the tutorial. Please comment if you have any questions or concerns. I'll let you know. I'll show you a couple other things. I have a few more minutes. I did that one actually in plenty of time. And so if you come over here to Boris FX, this is where you actually download Boris Continuum Complete. You can go over to Products, go over to Boris Continuum Complete, come down to Sony, and that's where you can download it. These are all the effects that they have for different programs, different bundles, different medias, and stuff of that nature. They do a lot of different things. This is training for tutorials, webinars, and stuff of that nature.